Last time on Steely's Corner.
Footage of The Real Creep Show 3. Here, check it out. That his best friend and his sister are dead, he decides to get revenge on Steve Buscemi. You found your best friend's dead body and your sister's dead body. It doesn't make any sense to me.
You found a dead... Now, most people, when they find a dead body in their house, they call 911. But you didn't do that, did you?
That's right. He just got scared by a big black pussy. Cat, look what you did to AJ and Jokester.
This is bullshit.
Terry, I don't even care. Whatever it is, you do the next episode while I try to figure this crap out, okay? I can't do the next episode because I watched the wrong tape. Hello?
7 days.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Steely's still trying to figure out how to fix Jokester and AJ, and I have no idea where Edpool is. Relax, brother, I'm right here. That whole pop thing was just a distraction to get old Steely off my back. Besides, there's so many of me to go around. Oh, thank God. I don't have to do this alone. Fine. Let's just get this over with. In 2002, America was rocked by a cultural phenomenon, in my opinion being one of the only good Japanese remakes into an American-style horror movie, taking the Japanese movie Ringu that came out in 1998 and adapting it for Western audiences. It was kind of a culture shock to us because some of the elements from the Japanese film still stuck into it, while others were changed because, well, again, of cultural impact. Some things didn't make sense to the writers and directors, so they flipped it. I'm all about classics and originals, and I would say go seek out Ringu and its sequel, Ringu 2, but they are kind of hard to follow, just because, you know, things are different on the other side of the world. But the first two Ring movies were fantastic. And the Ring series is actually tied into the Grudge series, but it's called something different in Japan. Anyway, enough backstory. The Ring. For those of you uninformed of the legend of the Ring, it is about a killer videotape that if you watch the images on the tape, you will then get a phone call that says that you will die in 7 days. I just recently got one of those phone calls. Terry, just a quick question. How the hell did you even watch this? Do we even own a VCR? Our story opens with two teenage girls talking about this exact tape. With a couple of decent jump scares actually popping out at you, it prolongs the tension almost to the point where you forget that you're watching a horror movie because you're expecting something to jump out and pop out at you, but it doesn't. And just when your suspension of disbelief is gone... I can't take much more of this. This movie's freaking weird. So the story picks up from there with our main character, Rachel, played by Naomi Watts, who you may remember Naomi from such films as Diana, the 2005 King Kong remake, and Birdman. Rachel's an investigative reporter, and on her way to pick up her son from school, she gets a phone call that lets her know that her cousin was actually one of the two girls that had died. Being upset about this, she has to tell her son what happened. But the teacher stops to show Rachel pictures that her son Aiden had drawn over a week ago, exposing the death of her cousin that she just found out about. Okay, is this going to be another one of those Sixth Sense movies? Is Bruce Willis going to come walking out with a gunshot wound? Oh, great, the kid must have ESP. All I get's ESPN. As Rachel and Aiden take their time going to her cousin's wake, she decides to start actually doing her job as an investigative reporter and starts snooping around, looking for any kind of clues that led to her cousin's miraculous death. Being claimed that it was a heart attack, her mother disbands that completely, saying that she saw her daughter's face, and it was pretty grotesque.
I saw her face.
What the hell was that? After talking to a couple of her deceased cousin's friends at her wake, she finds out that her and a group of friends had just recently rented a cabin, and the story of this killer videotape keeps popping up. So Rachel decides to go investigate the cabin. There, she rents the exact same cabin that her cousin stayed in, and she finds the videotape and watches it. And I have to say, some of the images are kind of disturbing, but kind of artsy. This is like, art house meets grindhouse. It's kind of cool. But after she watches the tape, she gets the same call I did.
7 days.
Wait a minute, I have a question. For all these people that she gave the 7-day phone call to, did anybody ever try to call her back? Let's try this.
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty. You should have received something in the mail about...
I knew it! After doing a little bit more investigating, she found out that her cousin and her boyfriend and her 2 friends from the cabin all died exactly 7 days after watching the tape at exactly the same time. She then decides to take the tape to her ex, who is played by Martin Henderson, who you may remember from such films as Smoking Aces and had a stint on Grey's Anatomy as Dr. Riggs. Oh my god, enough with the Grey's Anatomy crap. Next thing you know, you'll tell me Keith David was on Grey's Anatomy.
Mr. Mackey, no smoking. There's no smoking.
Why not?
Oh my God, you're in a hospital.
Your point being?
Shit! Not only does she show him the videotape and ask her to make a copy of it, she found a roll of film that had been used during the weekend up at the cabin, and some of the pictures in there had all the faces of everyone in it distorted. Martin decides to take a picture of Rachel, and just when he does that, he realizes her face is just as blurry as the one that showed up in the pictures. Probably linked to the damn tape. What if she was just trying to say you were gonna feel like you were gonna die for 7 days? That's just a menstrual cycle. After doing some more investigating, she discovers that all of this ties back to one little girl named Samara. And from there, the legend of the tape and everything that happened around her starts to come to light. But there is one small hiccup. Her son accidentally watches the tape, and he gets the phone call. I'm not going to give away every detail, but basically where I'm going to end at is Rachel and Martin both decide to go back to the cabin after a couple of different leads, getting some more information about Samara. I also do have to mention a brief performance in the movie by the wonderful Brian Cox, who you know from such films as The Long Kiss Goodnight, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, and of course, X-Men 2, X-Men United. He gives a stellar performance of Samara's stepfather, and he is wonderfully wicked in this part. But once they reach the cabin, they realize that the floorboards inside of the cabin show a well. Does the ring make sense now? So I'm gonna stop right there. But one fun fact I would like to give to you is maybe not everyone understands the concept of the title, The Ring. It's not just the ring that is left from the inside of the well. It is also the fact that this is all a big circle. It keeps going. The tape keeps getting passed around. People keep dying. But also the phone ringing. So it all kind of ties together. Very clever, Japan. That was one of the things that they kept and brought over. But that freaking tape. Oh, God. This movie is one that you definitely have to sit down and enjoy. There's so much detail and backstory to absorb, but with a dreading sense of tension throughout the entire thing. They even got illustrious orchestral director Hans Zimmerman to do the score for this movie. You know his music from such films as The Lion King, Inception, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Returns, Gladiator,
5 minutes later.
James Bond, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Your point being?
Okay, you're right. I just need to just calm down and not worry. I made it through, and I have nothing to do. Ah! Damn, brother. Is that any way to greet somebody? Jeez. Anyway, The Ring boomed the damn box office, making $249.3 million off a $48 million budget. And there wasn't one chainsaw in the whole damn movie, so I'm pretty impressed. This movie has a very decent 71% on them Rotten Tomatoes. You should definitely check it out. And not be such a damn wuss like he is. Anyway, I'm feeling very much better, and so's that goofy ass clown. We'll be back for next episode. But before then, I found a package out front of the house. I can't wait to open it. It says, good luck on your 31 for 31. Here's a little something for your set. Love, Uncle Charles and Aunt Tiff. I don't think any of us have an Uncle Charles or Aunt Tiff, but let's see what the heck it is. Oh, whoa. It's one of them there good guy pops. What's his name? Chucky? But the box is empty.
I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end.
Why would they send us an empty box?
Did you miss me?